dark.
And then the other cool part was the time dilation, which was, I also watched a bunch of YouTube videos about that. And essentially, the faster you go, the less time you experience. And that's actually like the way that it was like described in the video as like, it's because like as you go faster, the molecules take longer to make it to the next spot, right? And that's like the time difference between those. So you're actually experiencing time slower because everything is moving slower the faster you're going.
The really cool thing is if you get two astronauts passing each other relative to each other going close to the speed of light, whatever, each one will experience the other one going slower. Which is like mind-blowing. Like and the physics, and you can do the math. There's a great book, by the way, called The Elegant Universe. It's actually pretty readable. Came out maybe late 90s, early 2000s, really readable, but like there's a whole bunch of like just mind-blowing stuff here. Like, a circle circumference is what? 2 pi r. Well, unless you spin it close to the speed of light, and then it doesn't happen anymore because you got length contraction, but only in the direction of movement. So your radius doesn't change, but then it gets...
The book was kind of cool, or not just the book, but the movie was cool as also because there's a bit of science in there too. And like, obviously some of it made
There's a lot more science in the books. Like the books are all scientifically accurate.
Oh, neat.
And then like the star they went to, or the star that Rocky was from, they actually thought there was a planet on it, and it wasn't until after the book came out that they discovered, that actually doesn't have a planet around it. Yeah. So that was like one thing he accidentally.
Bummer.
But yeah.
I like the whole. I think they did a pretty good job with that. Like you're meeting a whole new culture. You have no frame of reference for communicating. You don't have like hands to wave at people, right? Like you've got completely from scratch trying to dissect this. And what was cool, I thought too, is like they use like infrared, we use visible light, right? Like we're using different wavelengths for that. The sound doesn't work, like just completely different. I'm like, that was awesome. Loved that. Like, didn't make it easy.
I've watched so many videos that if I get abducted, how to talk to aliens, right? Like first you write out like scratch marks in your number system. Then you write out pi and you draw a circle. Then you draw your solar system to point that you know where you're at.
Whoa. They already did this, dude. All you got to do is give the same stuff they gave on the Voyager Golden Record.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Draw naked women. You got to draw a naked woman and a dude.
What you want to do is start with drawing a naked woman.
Dick figure.
That's the first. Yeah. That's the
aliens are going to know all about us and be like, wow,
they know about
we captured us a perv. Like, what are we doing here?
They'll be like, listen, we don't like Earth. We think you guys are disgusting, but we've been watching your porn for years.
That was the one thing we thought was
the one thing.
not bad.
You guys invented the internet just for that purpose.
And I see how important it is to you because it's the third thing you drew. We got numbers, we got pi, and we got bow chicka bow wow.
All right,
man.
Should we roll the show? I feel like, is everyone prepped and ready? I mean, I read a few of the articles. It's just going to be a chaos week. I mean, it's just vulns after vulns after vulns. We got copy fail, FCC, all kinds of good stuff.
Oh, copy fail, so good.
Copy fail. Yeah. All right, let's roll it. Hello, and welcome to Black Hills Information Security's Talking About News. It's May 4th, 2026. May the 4th be with you. I guess if you're a Star Trek fan, that really means a lot to you. Right?
Can we mute his mic remotely? Right click. Work.
I will say, like, my official opinion is Star Trek is better. Fight me. It's not even close. Like, Star Wars is so mid compared to Star Trek. But anyway. If you're a big Star Trek fan, Star Wars fan, you're still allowed. We still love you. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the show. First of all, we got our introductions. We got Tim Medine here, curb roasting us as we speak. We got Patrick Gorman. Patrick, you have an upcoming webcast or training or something, I assume?
So, yeah, I have a few things cooking. As far as courses, I have something on the blue team side coming out, and Yeah, as far as, I normally do my Thirsty Thursdays on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. EST, just talk about similar stuff and just, shoot the smack.
Nice. And Tim, you have an upcoming workshop on May 22nd as well, Kerberos. Hands-on, more like packets on, am I right? Port 88, baby.
Absolutely. Yeah. Join us for a couple hours of goodness with some Kerberos.
Hopefully, and then you also have, looks like Corey Overstreet, my alter ego Corey, the other Corey.
He too is growing his hair out. We're gonna have like a Troy Polamalu award for best wavy,
best hair, best Corey hair.
Yeah.
We'll have to get there. So God. He has an anti-cast on May 20th about red teaming. We love Corey. I will say I've actually done a red team with him, back in the day when we used to kind of like cross-pollinate a little more. And he's an excellent operator, so I highly recommend anyone show up to that's interested in going after stuff. John's not going to be here. John asked me to plug his course on May 11th, I think is next week. So that should be fun. And then Jason has an upcoming webcast for job hunting as well. So it's a busy week.
What's John's class?
Pay forward what you can. Oh, I think that it's cursing. Information security core skills, which is good.
Sweet.
Back to basics. Honestly, a lot of people are always asking about Mythos, and I'm just like, just go back to basics. All right, just patch your stuff. Nothing's new.
What's funny is everything we're going to talk through here probably today, we're going to be referencing the basics.
Yeah, SOC course or cybersecurity core skills still as important as ever. Anyway, continue with the introductions. We also have Ralph and Wade, two of our just perennial hosts, always here. Ralph, have you considered growing a mustache? Like, where is that on your priority list right now?
It's not that high. Amanda's asked me multiple times if that's where I want to be in my life, and I say no. I think I'm going to stick with the beard. Yeah.
I think we should.
You look good, Scruffy. I think you look good, Scruffy. Like this.
You look good now. Don't get me wrong, but I think you could pull it off, man. I think you should try it.
Yeah, the problem is I think it grows so fat. Like I could grow a huge beard. I have to trim it often. Actually.
Yeah, like to steal the quote, it's like science didn't ask if we could. It asked whatever. I'm gonna screw it up, right? Like,
it's about whether you should.
You can, but should you?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Do you like walking past the school without a squad car picking you up? Probably. Like,
That is the first.
That depends on the length of your mustache.
Someone said to me.
Yeah,
the key with the mustache is don't go below the edge of your mouth, right? Like if you go below that, it starts to get weird.
I'm just jealous. I wish I could do a good mustache. I can't.
Your mustache is fine. What are you talking about?
No, but like if I cut it off, it's horrible. Also, look at my mustache. Like if you just look here, it's two-tone. So if I get rid of this, it's like peppered. What's wrong with you? No, it's not peppered. Like one side's salted. The other side's black pepper. Like we have not cooked this steak evenly. Like I don't know what's going on.
You could just get some just from in.
Would you rather two colors or
no? So I did that. I'm allergic. So then it's like burning. So I shaved it. It's 10 times worse because now I've got rash on my face, but just on this half of my face. So it's
that's pretty story. I mean, not for you, but
if it makes you feel better, my mustache is a different color than my hair, like by a lot,
by a couple of shades.
That's not uncommon.
I can see it now that you pointed out. I could see it. It looks like a trick of the lighting, though.
It is not. It is like legit. Like mine is like rusty red, like almost like a brown red, and then my hair is pretty dark brown.
Rusty red.
Gotcha.
I wish I could do the long one, like the motorcycle guy, the Orange County.
Yeah. All right, let's move into actual podcasting now that we've covered everyone's mustache preferences. If you have your own mustache preferences, please put them in the Discord. Yeah, whether no matter who you are, you got to have a preference. So, I think let's start with the DigiCert stuff. It's interesting and it's not at the same time. For those that are out of the loop, DigiCert, which is CA or Certificate Authority, got popped. And the angle is pretty interesting. Basically, it looks like the threat actors essentially social engineered their support team into running something on their system. It sounds like there was some misconfigurations or issues with their security tools on the support team's systems. And essentially it led to, initial access. And then the attackers stole a bunch of basically things they could use to create code signing certificates. And they stole or created like 60 certificates. and basically those were used to sign stealer malware. So I'm guessing they just tricked the DigiCert support people into running a payload somehow. I think it's a really interesting angle to try, right? Wade, do you have any comments on
in the initial article, not the deep dive? Like if you click one in, you can actually see the IR report. But in the initial article, they said that they sent them an image over their chat channel, and that is the way that they were infected, right? And
so
then,
what is like is it .png.exe or is it like steganography prompt injection? Like it could go really stupid or really complex.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, okay, and then are they using some like third party chat thing where they're chatting to the customers, and that was an exploit in that? So I was trying to dig into that. But the one interesting part is like they do flat out say that secondary host had a bad security config in it, which like you don't hear often as much. Owning up to these types of situations, but owning up to the mistake of actually how that works. And the thing is, it's super common. Like it's one of the hardest things to actually find. Yeah. So
I really I hope someday that we can get a deep dive into the actual payload. Like it'd be cool. I mean, DigiCert's a security-ish company, right? So they have the capabilities to analyze this. I'd be really interested to see, was it steganography? Was it prompt injection? Or was it just .png.exe? Like, like how basic was it? How advanced was it? I'm really curious. My guess is always basic, right? Like I think anytime we as pen testers think about, how would a threat actor do it? I think we always overestimate their capabilities and complexity, like in general. So it was probably just like .exe, .png, and they were like, it isn't working. Can you take off the extension? Like try it again. I don't know, something like that.
Well, it's just interesting. Like I feel like going back to the basics, right? Like I can't remember the exact date, but I know DigiCert has been popped at least once before, and I'm finding two different results. One in 2020. One of them mentions 2020. I don't have time to necessarily parse it. I'm not sure if that's 100% correct. There was definitely some certificate issues. Didn't recall 83,000 certs because they screwed those up. That was in 24, something like that. So it's every few years, and you're like, I feel like the segmentation here could be better. I mean, I don't know the details, but you're like, and it happens every 2 years, like Old Faithful. Maybe something's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Ralph.
Oh no, I was just going to say that it looked like it was a malicious zip file disguised as a customer screenshot, which contained a .src file, which is a Windows screensaver file, right?
I see. So it was a zip file. They were saying, I'm sending you a zip with the images. The image was a screensaver. The person didn't know. They just opened the file. Basically, if you're a red team reading this, go try this week. I'm literally going to try this week. Like, find a support chat for one of your targets. Say you're having issues with the product. Send them a zip file with a payload in it. Like, what's the worst case scenario? It doesn't work. Like, it takes you 15 minutes to throw that together.
Well, it's funny because that's the same payload we've been using for years too, right?
Zip with an exe in it, yeah, or zip with an SCR, or zip with
like
100%. Yeah, I mean, it really will only work with like if they have security tool issues, right? Like but it's a cool attack. I mean, I agree with you, Tim. Though I think honestly, my take on this is like, all they wanted was EVs. Like, it's easy to get EVs. That's I mean, I guess I feel like I'm shocked they aren't stealing these from other companies. I do think the EV certificates, but the EVs require like an RDP with a token, right? Like it actually has to be a physical device.
They have a physical device requirement for those EVs.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if necessarily the others are. We just haven't been heard and reported. Like there could be somebody in right now we don't know, or they're silently revoking them. Like to some degree, even though it keeps happening to DigiCert, good for them for telling us.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think, honestly, like the certificate, the way that the certificates really get used it's not like that important from like, there's not a lot of, I mean, definitely certificates have to be valid, but there's no EDR that's like, oh, you have an EV certificate, do whatever you want, right? Like that's not the reality, right? Like EDRs still monitor, it's like trust but verify, right? Like you might, and from our perspective, like talking to the payload engineers here, the EVs and code signing certificates, all they help you with is landing on disk. They help you with detection, like we call them whack attacks, like basically like AMZ scans of files that kind of tell you whether the file is malicious. But once the program executes, it doesn't matter. I don't care what sort of badge you walked in with that I let you in the door. Now that you're running, curb roasting attacks or whatever, I'm going to nuke you, right? Like it's behavioral more than it is just like, oh, you're signed. All right, you're good. But yeah, anyway, we can move on. We can do a couple quick hits. And I mean, I don't know if this is Mythos stuff or if it's, LLM, whatever it is, but there's a lot of vulnerabilities. There's apparently in the wild exploitation of MOVEit servers again. Reminds you like it's, taking us back a couple of years to the previous MOVEit stuff. It looks like the CVEs there's no public proof of concepts and they have patched. So basically, if you have MOVEit servers, please patch them. 2026 CVEs for MOVEit. Turns out where there's smoke, there's fire. Who would have thought if a SaaS product is vulnerable, it probably has a lot more vulnerabilities that are undiscovered. It's kind of just the name of the game. And I think like the theme this year is going to be more and more and more of just like once one vulnerability comes for a product, it's going to start like that's where the floodgates open up. And then
I always love it when people like Fortinet write a blog post about someone else's 0 day. I'm like, man, must be nice.
Yeah. Dang. Look somewhere else, basically.
That would be imagine you were a company who just held on to like a gnarly 0 day, not to exploit it. But the moment you get a 0 day, you release that you found this other one as a squirrel tactic.
Yeah.
You're like, we had a breach, but check out this gnarly 0 day.
Well, so maybe that's happening because there's a bunch of other 0 days. There's a cPanel auth bypass that's hot and spicy. Ooh. A lot of our customers have cPanel, but not like intentionally. Like, really? Okay. So here's a super common scenario.
Yep.
A customer has a website that some marketing team bought 5 years ago. They just hired GoDaddy or some other company to host it, and it has an exposed cPanel. So we don't typically go after them because we don't want to pop GoDaddy infrastructure. Like, we don't care. It's like, it's the equivalent of like, oh, we tore down the poster that had your guys' name on it, right? But like, it's not, it is still like, it's in their risks portfolio, right? Like, it is like infrastructure they technically own. There could be LDAP integrations or, passwords that are reused or things like that. But yeah, cPanels seems like very widely used, but mostly in like the hosting, not in really an enterprise, more in like.
When I worked at a data center, this was like one of the primary things we set up was cPanel servers for people. So it was just, I don't know how many times I've seen these popped and as well set these up.
Yeah, because they're just a marketing brochure size. I was referred to like as the Zerg of web servers. Like, we're just going to set this up, throw some marketing crap on it, and everyone's going to forget that we have it in 6 months. Right? In the what's on it? Well, images.
We've kind of moved. I mean, for modern single page web apps and stuff like that, I mean, you don't need cPanel or anything like that to host these, right? Like, there's tons of ways to essentially host. And I'm going to use this word, very hardened servers, right? There's nothing to like actually compromise from an the app doesn't have the functionality to really compromise in the way where you have to put the cPanel on top of it and all these other management things that have underlying OS and when you just want the website to load and these things.
Are you telling me that this whole time I could have just been using SQL instead of installing PHP-MyAdmin? Yeah, I mean, dude, like, you're not wrong, but also like in the context of like paid hosting, it's about ease of use.
Yep.
No, companies like Wix.
It's also about the history, right? So like like how things were and then how things are now. And a lot of times that website that was made, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, it's still good enough. And so nobody's going to like update it to the latest thing, right? So,
My HOA has a really shitty website and they've been talking about like upgrading to a full cert. No, I have no clue what it is. I haven't deep dived. Like, I haven't OSINTed it, which I've thought about. But I heard rumor that they were going to start paying some third-party service to host the website and then do a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, dude, I don't want my dues to go up. I'm like, I literally told Claude to scrape our website and then throw me up a brand new version of it that looks really good. And then I sent it to the HOA president. I'm like, hey, here's a free website. I'll host it for you. Just point your DNS at this GitHub repo.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, you're not wrong. I think this is a good time to bring up the fact this podcast is not sponsored by Squarespace. So, we actually, we do have a lot for you to patch upgrade right now.
Yeah.
If you are ever looking to build a website, something like Cloudflare can do that. Cloudflare, it's it's not. I want to use the word unhackable. There's nothing to hack, right? So that's also a free.
Why do Cloudflare when you can just do like one of the pages website, either GitLab or GitHub?
Yeah, you can do those
tell
as
Cloud
well.
to go make you something.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I did.
Works.
Yeah.
It's
nothing to hack.
I mean, you're not going to get a dynamic website where you can buy stuff, right? Like, I mean, I guess you could, but
you can. I'm just saying most people don't need that. Most people just have an informational website. Like that is like the market share. And that honestly, going back to this vulnerability and going back to the security around it, right? That is the market share that's using cPanel, right?
Yes. And I have bad news for you. If you're using cPanel to host one of your websites, or if you don't know that you're not using cPanel, you're about to be advertising all kinds of weird products on your websites.
I'd rather cPanel than WordPress. I will say that.
Oh, all right.
WordPress.
Well, dude, if you think that if I buy a company that gives me a website that I'm not getting both cPanel and WordPress
at the same time,
exactly, and that's
getting both, dude.
And that's the thing now, because like HostGator, that's what I use, for a website, and I use both of them, and I literally just changed it a week and a half ago. So like when this came out, I was like, holy moly, it's like, Evan Gates, let's get off of this. And exactly what I did was what you said was like, was put the code in GitHub and just push it out to Cloudflare and just manage everything through there. So it's like super, super easy. And like, I don't want to say it's unhackable. Like you said, I don't want to put anyone in a test.
Yeah, exactly.
If you try to hack my shit, but yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think for you guys, that's really easy, right? Like, but trying to get a marketing team, like a marketing team has two options. They got go to IT and get a web server, or go buy something. And they're like, well, definitely we're not dealing with IT. We're going to go buy something, right? And then what can they configure? They're not going to set up a Git repo. Hell, I don't understand the Git commands. I have to Google those like half the freaking time, right? And so they're going to get the easiest thing for them. That they're going to set it up. It's a brochure website. It's going to live for freaking ever. And
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think, a lot of industries are dominated by marketing and not by like the actual, product itself. And websites and hosting are that category of like, when you go, if you're just Googling like how to set up a website, like you're going to get bombarded with a bunch of ads from a bunch of hosting providers, all of which are selling a very similar product, but also very slightly different. And security is never really like the top billing feature. It's always like, $7.99 a month, or whatever other thing is out there. So
easy to set up your own website. Like that's the big selling point. Like
it really,
you don't know how to do this. They're not going to do
Yeah.
HTML or CSS or, God forbid, JavaScript.
No, absolutely not.
God forbid.
But Claude will do it for me because I don't.
Dude.
Oh, did I just freeze?
All the JavaScript you want.
Tim froze. It's okay. We can still hear you.
He got curb roasted. Rest in peace.
I had that happen.
The entire left wing of the building has gone down.
You just got to turn the camera off, turn it back on.
So I think that's all the vulnerabilities. Oh, no. There was also copy fail. That was a big one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a big one, but also like, I don't know, patch. Like there's already a patch.
You're not excited. You're not excited about PrivEsk on Linux? Is that what you're trying to say?
PrivEsk. No, I like PrivEsk. I just feel like every time I pop a Linux box, it's just in some stupid cloud provider by itself, and it's the most boring thing ever. Yeah. And it just makes me sad. It's like, I got all this access. I PrivEsked, and then I got nowhere.
Just for context, every time I've ever been on a Linux box, I've been able to privilege escalate, and because there's always some
one way or another.
Yeah. There's always one way or another, and it's kind of it's not a guarantee, but it is a very often attack path. Most of the time, you're on these hosts, they're outdated, right? And it doesn't take the other thing about this particular vulnerability is that to patch it, you do have to patch the kernel, and a lot of releases or a lot of the maintainers for the different distributions were just releasing the new updates for the kernel. But you also have to reboot the host to get the kernel in there. A lot of these devices aren't getting rebooted. So even if they do have an automatic update system. Unattended update. They won't reboot to get the kernel in there. So, but anyways, yeah, I kind of agree with you, Corey. Usually it's unexciting when you get to privilege escalate. Once you actually have that, SSH access or terminal access, you're kind of already on the way there. So this being out in the wild isn't, the end all be all.
Yeah. It's cool though. I mean, it's insanely
insanely easy.
Yeah, insanely easy. This is the no memory corruption, no race conditions, no offsets, page cache writes. Yep. Like it's all just like here. It's like Dirty Cow or whatever from back in the day.
Oh, that was another one too.
Whoop, just run it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised we didn't get a cool logo for this thing. Like what the hell? Like this was actually a big deal. It warrants a cool logo, and it didn't get one.
That's a good point. You know what? We need bring back cool logos. Okay, Dirty Cow is a great example, and then there was like a whole bunch of other cows that came out.
Heartbleed had a great one. Yeah,
it's been a while.
It's been a while. Heartbleed. Oh yeah, Heartbleed was good.
Heartbleed, the most worthless vulnerability ever.
Bro.
No. There was a Samba one like a year or two later where they hyped it up like crazy, and it was the most nothing of burgers of all time.
And that's why this one didn't get a fancy name, because they didn't want to overhype it.
I love that name. I think it's great. I like the simplicity.
Yeah. All right. So otherwise, I mean, there's some AI stuff happening. There's some drama where apparently a guy that is a founder of a company called Pocket OS took to Twitter and complained about how it deleted all of his stuff.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Deleted the entire production database.
Why didn't you have a backup?
Honestly, okay, what I want is like a deep dive from a technical perspective from one of the companies like Cursor or from Anthropic that's like, here's why you're dumb, right? Like, I don't know that like, I could be wrong. Like, maybe that's a false allegation. Like, maybe this is just gonna happen. And I will say, I sit around vibe coding everything, and I'm just like, I sure hope nothing goes wrong with this, right? Like, I really hope that, it doesn't just decide to nuke my entire database. But I
think this gets into like the Isaac Asimov type thing. Like, hey, we told it to secure the data. It's like, well, the best way to secure the data is delete it all. Right? Like when you're like logically, you're like, oh, I see how you got here. Like, I kind of love it in that sense.
Yeah. So like, has anyone read up on this? Like, does anyone have a real, like, basically does this feel real to anyone here?
I've read this Reddit post like 10 times, like from other things. So what makes this one special, I guess?
I am not convinced. Maybe it's conspiracy theory, but I feel like the dude accidentally deleted it and he's blaming AI.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
That's what like, if I accidentally deleted the whole freaking thing, I'm finding somebody else. Definitely not me.
RF.
His own database, and he's like, AI, definitely. Definitely. Trolling.
Okay, so I don't know. Like, the quote that he gives from the AI is completely unhinged. Does he have his AI running in like renegade destroyer mode? Like, dude,
Optimus
the
Prime.
The AI is swearing at him. I guess that.
And then it confesses afterwards, I violated every principle I was given. It's like a robot voice modulator. I guess instead of verifying, I ran a destructive action without being asked. I didn't understand what I was doing before I was doing it. Like that's how like if the boss man came to me, dude, like, why did you do something stupid? I would
use
quote
plan
this.
Mode.
Right.
Bro, would use plan mode. It's okay, man. Like, you don't have to live like this.
I don't have to live like this.
I will say, like, I mean, really, I truly don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming they have backups, hopefully, right? Like, come on.
It probably doesn't if they're
and all backups.
Yeah,
it deleted the backups.
Well, why would you give the AI access to the backup?
Because he pressed the do dangerous stuff button, and then it probably...
You know how hard it is?
Do the basics. Take John's class.
This is full crap. You know how hard it is to get it to go off and to like get onto those other systems and run these commands? It's a pain in the butt, dude.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to tell you what this guy did. I know exactly. So, they bought a company. They only bought things that had MCP servers already attached that could just do it. Right? And then he just like MCP'd all the things. OAuth didn't do it. Right? OAuth just takes whatever rights he has already.
Yeah.
So therefore, the AI has God mode on whatever he OAuth to. And it's just like, you know what? You don't need backup. You know what? You don't need this. And then
I
it
don't
rants
know.
about being.
Can we also talk about according to the article, the Live Science one that's quoted here, it deleted with a single call to the cloud provider's API. Why does that API
awesome.
exist? Like, why is there like a one
delete all? What was this like? Was this like
S3?
FBI? FBI's knocking on the door. We got to get out of this, right?
FBI open up /API/FBI/open up.
Like that should be
That's
a
the
sales.
skill
That should be a feature not for a technical reason, but for like a monetization reason. Like you need people to jump through multiple hoops before they stop giving me money, right? Like you type in this GUID here so you can actually cancel. Like, wow, shit.
I don't know.
Well,
I think this is like the perfect
you can't
antidote
copy paste. Yeah.
This is the perfect antidote to all other startup founders who are posting on AI about how much they're using tokens and Claude and how they're crushing AI. This is the antidote. This is the anti version of that. It's like, this is like cautionary tale. Like, back to basics. We've talked about this so much and we're going to continue. This is the theme for this week. It's like, have separated, isolated backups. Don't have, don't OAuth with your God admin account. Like, what changes are you making? Are you making changes to the backup system? Probably not. Don't have a token that can edit that. Use revision tracking. Or even when it comes to using an AI model, use like plan mode. Like literally just hit Shift Tab in Claude Code a couple times until it says plan mode on. And then if it says my plan is to delete the entire database and all the backups, you just say Control C. Don't do that.
Make sure you read the plan.
Yeah, read the plan. And there's add-ons to read the plan. There's Plantator and all these other add-ons. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. And also the other crazy part is going on Twitter about it. That's the other thing, is being like, you know what I'll do? I can make this situation.
Right. Like we're talking about it now. Everyone's out there using Pocket OS, right?
No,
like
they're not. They're not. Also, I'm very confused because it says Pocket OS, but then the company is actually a SaaS product for, what is it, buying cars or something? Like what is
the world's most powerful car software?
Yeah.
Maybe the guy was just like, I want to quit and I want to go down. I don't want to just quit. Like I want to be done with it. Story would be kind of cool, but now I got a reason to like do something else.
If I just search the internet for Pocket OS, all I see, like, the only results are just stories about him deleting this entire.
Dude, maybe it's just viral marketing. Maybe literally it's just viral marketing. It's all bullcrap, and now everyone's talking about this thing.
I feel like it's viral marketing. I also feel like it could just be a psyop. Like the whole thing is invented. Like Pocket OS isn't a real company, and they just invented this company to be like, I don't know, like
designed for car rental companies. There's any worse companies out there than car rental companies? Sorry.
Yeah, it's like,
why do they take so long every time, and they never give me the car I asked for? It's always like hugest one they have, and I have to spend so much in gas. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm gonna have Claude read all these blog posts and then make fun of the person just for funsies.
You're gonna have Claude read the post made by Claude. This is like Inception.
Don't don't do this. Basically, I will say this is like the second time in 6 months that we've talked about a duplicate article that like it's the exact same scenario of someone did something and then their AI deleted everything. It's like, well, what did you do? Like, walk me step by step through how you got here. But yeah, anyway, still a funny article, still worth a read. What else is going on? Elon is testifying in court right now about
throwing mud at each other.
Yeah, so this is kind of, this is going to be an ongoing theme on this podcast, is talking about this lawsuit because it's going to be juicy. But essentially, OpenAI and XAI are, in court right now. Elon Musk is a major investor in OpenAI and is basically suing them because he says they violated their directive to be a nonprofit because they're not a nonprofit. The interesting thing that kind of came out, the TechCrunch article from today, is that he admitted in court that that XAI is distilling OpenAI models. And kind of implied that like distillation is like the business of AI, which I feel like kind of fundamentally goes against a lot of the sort of like understandings that we have about AI. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like distillation is a major attack on an AI. If you can successfully distill a model, that's like basically as deep as you can go into attacking the model, right? So saying it's just like, oh, we all do it. It's fine. It's just a bunch of boys distilling each other's OpenAI models.
Everyone
like,
does it.
Is that true? Does anyone know if that's actually true? I don't think it's true.
No. It's just, are you surprised XAI does it? Like, out of all the AIs, that would be, it's like on
I mean,
par.
I'm surprised. I don't know where they get that nasty attitude from those other AIs.
I also thought it was pretty funny that after he, this whole lawsuit exists, in my opinion, because he's it's competition, right? Like he doesn't want to compete.
He doesn't want. Yeah, he wants them to be out of the race, right?
Yeah. So, but also the funniest part is in this article and later in his testimony, he ranked all the AI companies, and he didn't even put himself at the top. He ranked AI providers, saying Anthropic holds the top spot, followed by OpenAI, Google, and Chinese open source models. He said XAI is a much smaller company with just a few hundred employees. So
maybe he wanted to look like the underdog in court, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes.
Good point.
Elon Musk, the underdog.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. It is going to be funny though, because it's probably going to all the discovery that's going to come out of this is going to be like the stupidest, silliest crap ever. You know?
Yeah.
Well, the thing I find it hilarious about this is this is like the Inception thing. Like all the AI models trained on publicly available, not public information, but like all the IPs that people have that's available, but definitely not given awayable or whatever. And then you're like, we trained on your model, and you're like, yeah, but you also, can we daisy chain this back to like we're just taking other people's stuff and reusing that? Like,
oh yeah,
or either it's all good or it's none good. Like you can't have it in between, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a money thing. I mean, John's take is like that there's nothing in the world of AI that's actually patentable. And so it's going to be a race to the bottom when it comes to like cost and capabilities of like who can do the thing the fastest and the easiest. Like there's no secret tech. There's no like secret recipe or whatever. It's just like everyone's using the same papers and building the same.
We've all complained about like the copyrights or the trademarks or copyrights for some of the code stuff, or no, I guess the patents rather, code patents. And you're like, this feels like one of those, and I always hated them, and I still kind of hate it. Like, compete, make it better. Like, don't prevent somebody from competing. Like, actually compete.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where the space is, to be honest. Obviously, this lawsuit notwithstanding, that tends to be how the market operates, is pretty freely.
I wonder if they benchmark these AI by who could delete data faster.
Ooh.
How many startups
they haven't? They need to.
Yeah,
someone make that. That's a new DEF CON CTF. How fast can your AI delete things?
They have all the benchmarks for like how good it is at coding or how good it is at math or whatever. How good is it at deleting your data on an unrecoverable?
I feel like we're going down a slippery hole right now when we start making deletion AIs.
All right. The best ransomware model then. All right. Sorry.
I also just love that, like, the term distillation, because I just imagine some person Googling like how to distill, and they're just like, I don't want to make whiskey or gin. I want to make an AI model, guys.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, stay tuned to this podcast for more updates on that lawsuit. I'm sure it'll just continue to be super, everyone's going to be rational and no one's going to throw any mud or anything like that. It'll be totally reasonable.
Yeah, normal.
So an interesting little thing happened in Utah, which is basically Utah has passed and enacted a law that goes into effect in 2 days. And that law basically holds websites liable for users with VPNs, basically. So Utah and many other U.S. states have banned access from someone who's not 18, right? So this is like, it's a porn thing, it's a KYC thing. There's a bunch of reasons for this, but basically Utah has passed a law that essentially holds websites accountable if someone's using a VPN to access it who actually lives in Utah. So basically the scenario is I'm, a website, someone goes to my website. It's now my duty to verify whether they're using a VPN and also whether they live in Utah.
That's nuts.
Which is like, from obviously all of us with any technical knowledge, our
Logistical
red
nightmare.
flags are going up because it's fundamentally impossible, challenging at best, fundamentally impossible at worst.
Who
to
pays for
determine.
this?
What'd you say?
I said, who pays for this?
Yeah, well, okay, so exactly. There's a lot of, first of all, from a technical perspective, it's not really possible. How are you going to backwards trace a user from whatever visits your website all the way back to where they live? Like, it's basically impossible. But
well, I think we might end up is we get 50,000 different prompts going forward. It's like, do you want to use cookies? Are you from Utah? Like,
Are you from this town or that
Right.
town? What about this town?
yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't. Basically, and if you're wondering how a website, one of these websites, you basically have two choices right now. One is take this risk, right? Like, to actually, basically taking the risk of just hoping that you don't get sued if someone comes and says, hey, a VPN user bought some knife, or I don't know, whatever. I don't really know what the use case is for these blocks. I think it's
How
mostly
did they
just
prove it was a VPN
save the
user?
kids.
Yeah.
It's save the kids, right? It's for porn.
Oh, yeah.
The aliens, they're not going to be in Utah for sure.
So yeah, so basically, yeah, the aliens are like, nah, we went straight to California. But no, I'm kidding. But basically, as a website provider, you can either block all VPN IPs, which, by the way, is also extremely difficult, and that's kind of that's what everyone's assuming is going to happen. Everyone's assuming that this basically is trying to strong arm websites into banning VPN IPs, which technologically is kind of challenging to begin with. But let's say you could do it. Nothing's to stop someone like us from spinning up our own VPS and using it as a VPN. But regular old users will not be allowed or able to do that, right? So it basically then the onus goes, it's like cat and mouse, because then the onus goes on VPN providers to try to bypass that detection, because otherwise their product is pointless. And
I mean,
so
China's done this with the Great Firewall, right? But they
Yes.
still get out, right? And this is way more of a whole country technical limitation put into place, and you can still get through the Great Firewall and access that content. And there's ways, tons of different ways. And in fact, they've even developed better technology to do it because of it. It's like you created this race where now there's even better ways to get through that are beyond a VPN that blend in with traffic and look more legitimate and all this other fun stuff. So yeah, you created a monster.
I just can't. I don't see where this ends up. Like,
have you guys ever tried to log into something and it says you're on a VPN and you're not, and then it blocks you? Like I'm just imagining that happening.
I've never had that.
The rest of my life.
I've never had that. I have had my home IP get blocked from some websites because I'm a pen tester, right? Like I've had,
that makes sense.
I've gotten rate limited on GitHub because I forgot to, do whatever, and there's like a global search limit, or things like that have happened to me. But I've never had the opposite happen where I'm actually using my home IP and it tells me that I'm on a VPN.
And I forget which service it was. It's like, you're on a VPN, please get off the VPN. And I'm like, and it was just like, it was a login to something in particular. And I had to reset my modem to drop the IP I was on because it was a rotated IP, I'm guessing, from some bad list that had VPNs on it, right?
Wait,
because VPN services don't keep the IPs forever.
Yeah, so how are they going to prove? How are they going to prove? So what's the scenario, right? Someone from Utah uses a VPN. How do they prove that they used the VPN to get them arrested to do whatever the punishment is for this?
Well, what if I just not host anything in the US anymore and just do some type of legal loophole where everything's hosted in Bangkok?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you don't know that either. Oh, that's what you're saying. You actually hosted.
Well, no. So here's the problem from the website. Like, from the website's perspective, there is no way to mitigate this risk. Like, fundamentally, all you can do is basically, as a website, say we're blocking VPNs or we're trying to block VPNs. Hopefully that's good enough, because I think the scenario here is let's say you're, Utah state prosecutor. Some kid looked at big boobs online and now you're prosecuting him for it. Like, you basically have the crime, then you backwards go through the website and say, you violated this, now you're shut down. Like,
so from a legal standpoint, a crime has to occur before they can go subpoena this information to find out if you were part of the crime. So you have to, this becomes like a big thing where something bad has to happen first before you can then use this thing. But then the VPN's gonna be like, we have no logs, and yeah.
Yes, correct. And the website also, like the temporal element is so messed up. If you think about it, like, well, when? What IP did they use when? Like, I think it's like, I mean, if we're being honest, how it's actually going to go is the second that courts get their hands on this, they're going to be like, no, what? Like, you can't.
Would it be ironic if this actually had the opposite effect and actually making it easier in Utah? Because now if I come from Texas, it'd be like, well, wait, are you actually coming from Utah? You're trying to bypass this? What meanwhile you come from Utah and it's like, yeah, fair enough. You can you can definitely get in. Like the porn, well, here's like, Utah Pornhub, like that one just works, right?
Yeah,
like
maybe. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, also we're not the first to do this. The UK is actually banning VPN use for anyone under the age of 18, which is hilarious. Like, how do you?
They have ads for MOVEit in their subways, up huge ones on the wall. Like,
yeah, but I mean, to be fair, there's ads for dispensaries where I live, and you can't go there unless you're, like there's.
So to get a VPN,
how many other ads for VPNs though do you see in like public spaces though? Like never.
True. And the reason they have the ads is because they know that everyone wants one because of all their bans on all the stuff. I don't know. I think it's inherently, I mean, it's basically surveillance state, and this is the save the kids angle. That's like, I think the dystopian way to look at it is like, this is just the thin end of the wedge for like, oh, we're allowed to pass this law because save the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, and then by the way, also we're banning looking at websites that say that, Tiananmen Square massacre never happened. Or you know what I mean? Like,
where does the free speech start to get into it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it feels like we're going into the Ender's Game. We've said this before, the Ender's Game, like 2 internet thing, where you have like your government internet where you log into it with your ID. And then there's like the secret internet where nobody really, no one, that's everyone, just for everyone, right? I still think that's going to happen, especially with all the laws based around social media nowadays, like in Australia, and that's going on. Eventually, they're going to crack us down, and it's not going to be what little Wild West
to actually implement this on a technical level. None of this maths on the internet. Like the internet isn't set up to handle any of this.
We're migrating to IPv6.
Even IPv6, even deep packet inspection, like all the layers you can put on it, it doesn't fundamentally support these kinds of censorship and controls. And so like it basically comes into this, where is there going to be a point where those sorts of controls are implemented on internet protocols? Like, is there going to be like a censorship enabled internet?
I know IPv8 just came out, right? Does it have a censorship packet in it?
A censorship packet.
Dude, is porn true or false? Like, that's like a flag on the packet level.
I just feel like China's already went down this road and at a much higher level, and that's still not, a full force. It's not, doing what they think. And even more importantly, though, this is just the state. And as it expands out into the federal government, which is, whether there's an actual like general rule around this, and it really stems it with just age verification is what we're really trying to get out here more.
KYC, age verification. Yeah.
And then just like suddenly, I feel like it kind of popped out of nowhere. Everyone was just like, you know what? The internet needs more age verification. This is over. I don't know.
Well, it's just, I think it really is the thin end of the wedge for surveillance, and this is just a way to throw through all these policies and laws that can be abused.
I think it is. I think you're right, but it is also like the negative effect that social media has played around with the entire world, right? Like we finally realized maybe access to an entire global media sphere of all knowledge probably is't the best for human.
Well, they're not talking about banning social media, by the way, which is harmful.
Yeah,
like
they're limiting it, but that's yeah.
But what if we get to the point where there was and I'm sure there's a cryptographic way to do this. I just not smart enough to even lay it out. But I am over 18. I live in Texas and have an anonymized way to authenticate to this thing. Right,
you're talking about a national identity system. Yeah.
But a way to communicate on the internet, but to prove I'm over 18, or
it's like a private key.
I have a token of someone who's over 18.
Yeah, you could totally do this. The internet's just not. We just didn't design that in the beginning, right? Like we'd have to bolt it on, but you totally could. But you'd have to totally get essentially a federal law to build that system, right? That's the way you bring it all the states, because every state's going to be like, screw you. we're not doing that. And the other state's like, we're independent because we're technically all independent states and one, whatever, you know.
Well, there's also so many technical hurdles. Like, as an example, like, is it device bound? Okay, well, what if you hand your kid to your phone to your kid? Is it IP bound? Because what if you have 50 computers at your house? Like, there's no way to do it.
Well, hold on. So, I mean, one thought, again, there could be holes in this thought. Maybe like just using your state issued driver's license or other kind of instrument.
But the point is, how does that get checked on a technical level? Like, if it's device bound, there's all kinds of. I mean, honestly,
no, like a common access card or whatever from the actual license that you put into a system, and then that checks, and then all you're doing is sending the facts that you are from this state and at this age, and that gets authenticated. And all it does is essentially the way we do everything else. When I prove that I own my house, they don't go ask me. They go ask the state if I actually own the house. And we prove that system, right? But how much information gets exchanged, I think is what Tim was bringing up.
Yeah, my point is, like, you know, some of the places you definitely don't want to go with your real name, right? Yeah. Like, what's the bare minimum I need to prove so I can get access? But then at the same time,
it kills privacy.
Freak out about that, right?
It's basically exactly what Wade's talking about, which is that internet is like the government internet. And then like everything else is like just the Wild West.
And everybody's
like, I guarantee
then everybody
people
runs
would be
the tour
nicer.
and you get really nasty stuff with no laws and it's a free-for-all, right?
People would be nicer, right? Like, it's once you get behind I can't even say anonymity. There it goes. Everyone's an asshole, but like... It's wild.
People are willing. Have you ever seen like, basically? Okay, so here's like another way to think about this. And this actually kind of ties in with another article we have, which is I don't really know how we ended up with this, but someone posted this. It's essentially like why you should refuse to let your doctor record you, and it's essentially a long sort of article about privacy in medicine and why you shouldn't let your doctor record and transcribe your chat with them. And honestly, I kind of take issue with the article because it's kind of, to me, just a fundamentally, like, I don't have that strong of a take on this, but reading the points, it's like, here's why technology is bad. Because it changes things. Like, that's basically the article. And I kind of was thinking, reading this medical recording article, I was thinking about body cams and police. And I was thinking about, this is the same arguments that you could make for why body cams are bad. Like, it's like, well, accountability is bad. It's like, no, it's not. Like, well, like, the doctors are going to act differently if they know they're being recorded. Like, isn't that a good thing? Like, don't we want the doctor to, like, know they're going to have to be on record for what they're saying? Like, I don't know.
After I watch The Pit, I'm just like, yeah, record me. It's all cool, man. I don't care that much. Like, the government's already on my phone anyway. They know everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sure, make your own decision about this. It's like, that's why they're asking. But like, the fundamental articles, the fundamental reasons the person gives are all just like, technology is bad. Like, okay, that's fair. Like, yeah, it is. But also, like, there are benefits to technology. Like, they're like, oh, what if you're bilingual? It's like, well, also it can translate for you. Like, like, there, all of the things that you are slanting as a negative, there's also positive effects of that, right? Like, charting is part of care. Okay, but they can do more care if they don't have to chart. Like, I don't know. I don't have a strong take on it. I have some friends who are doctors, and I'll ask them what they think about it.
I talked to some friends, and they like it because there's sometimes, like, if you're going to look back through someone's stuff, like, we've all done this, looking just in general, looking at an article, you're like, there's like one sentence in here I'm trying to find and I can't find it. And you're like, find me this one quick thing, right? Or, hey, I'm trying to prescribe this. Is there anything that's going to conflict with this medicine? And you're like, okay, cool, this will. So just some of those things, like, it's just really easy for them to do. I mean, yes, you're going to have some extra hands on, but
100%.
They freaking love it. They use it. He's like, I use it all the time. Like,
I mean, it's the equivalent of basically like, okay, in a perfect world where everyone does their job perfectly, no one's time constrained, everyone can, like, yes, okay, sure, they might be slightly, AI can get confused. The reality is no one is charting perfectly, and AI is going to improve on charting and make it better. And even if it makes mistakes, guess what? People make mistakes too. Like, I don't know. I don't think. Yeah,
and I don't know if it's like the WebMD thing, but people talk about, you put your symptoms at WebMD and you've got like this off the wall.
You got cancer, actually.
Right. No, not even that. Like, it's this weird thing that 3 people in the world have, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that, like, but you also read case after case after case, and there's all sorts of biases with gender and race and stuff, but like people don't get the service that they need because no one actually looked at it deep enough. You're like, hey, you know what? It's actually this thing, but everyone's just giving you take your oxy and go home. You're going to be fine. Meanwhile, they got something that's really nasty, and I'm hoping that kind of can help this.
Yeah, I mean, privacy is one thing. Like the privacy thing is a whole separate beast, though. Like that's again, like that ship has sailed, and that's a technical compliance thing that relates to medicine and like, you know, who can access your information, HIPAA, all that stuff is already like in play with all these recordings. Like they're it's the same as if the doctor wrote it down, right? Maybe there's more risk with third-party recordings or whatever being leaked, but you know, the same risk is there with Gen AI too, right? Like of, you know, prompts being leaked or whatever happens. But everyone make your own decision. I just think blanket saying don't do this, it feels a little bit biased, heavily biased, because all of the things it's all of the arguments they make are also just fundamentally arguments against any kind of accountability and technology. Of like, yes, there's privacy implications when you're recording things. Correct. Like you could make the same argument for like, here's why no music should ever be recorded. It should always be performed live or I don't know,
privacy.
Whatever. Yeah, for privacy. Like, what if they want to say something at their concert and not have it be recorded? Like, well, that ship sailed because I can sit there with my phone in my pocket and record everything. Like, anyway, an interesting read. If you agree with it, go for it. But you know, make your own decision. Any other
research?
Any other articles you got anything, Ralph? Wade?
The MITRE ATT&CK one is semi important for defenders to know. Where did it go? I gotta find it.
Defense evasion split.
Yeah, so pretty much defense evasion was a tactic in MITRE ATT&CK, which is like one of the top ones, right? And techniques are the ones that go down. So defense evasion has split into, what was it? Stealth. And I was literally reading the article the whole time we were doing here. Now I forget.
Yeah,
stealth and defense impairment instead of defense invasion, which makes sense because like defense impairment, right, is like turning off security things, making sure logging doesn't do anything incorrectly, that type of stuff, where there used to be a single type of technique for that. So them splitting up makes a lot of sense. So, social engineering goes under stealth, right? What this means for all you defenders is you're going to have to remap all your MITRE ATT&CK IDs and redo all your tagging. So that's great. There's an Excel spreadsheet on their website for it. And just point all your detections at Claude and that Excel spreadsheet, and you should be good to go.
Yeah,
I'll probably write something Python later tomorrow for it.
Bros, Python, you could do better than that, man.
That's my language.
Bro,
I don't have
Rust.
to do anything else anymore. Like I feel like, what am I going to go?
That's
Rust.
Yeah, write it in anything because you're not writing it anyways. You just told Claude he was going to do it.
I will say,
how great is it that I know Python?
I have to keep dude. I'm already feeling my talent slightly slip away from me as.
You just want to feel in control. All right,
I have to at least a little bit to show that I have the capability.
Just write it in Golang and you'll be fine.
Yeah, Golang or Rust, because the truth is, from a programming perspective, there are actual benefits of Golang and Rust that you don't get with Python, like hard types and memory safety and things like that.
I already don't use Notepad++ anymore, all right? Now you guys are going to take Python away from me too?
No, hold on. We're not taking Python away. But what we are saying is, if you're going to vibe code it, you might as well vibe code it in a language that's built to last longer than 15 minutes.
All the people who wrote all the Python stuff in the past, they wrote it because that's what they were comfortable in now. But now, you don't have to necessarily be comfortable in that language to drive what you're trying to build. So build using the best language for the job.
Okay, there is one article.
It could be C if I'm writing it, or C++ if I'm writing it for whatever. So
you're not wrong, but the one argument for still vibe coding in Python is you could make the argument that is the language that it knows the best and can use the best, and that would not be wrong. Like the most information out there is like AI is the best at Python. So
but that would also argue it has the most junk too. So it's like the junk. It's like the most well-written language.
We just talked about only having to do things that you know. If I have that thing right in Rust and I can't read Rust, I can
You'll learn how to read Rust. All you gotta do is just
don't want to learn how to read Rust.
Yeah, but you can ask it though.
Are you seriously
ask it?
Yeah.
No,
are you
I
seriously
can do this.
implying that you're gonna line by line go through a 10,000 line Python program?
Yeah, I don't go.
Dude,
I'm not writing anything. I'm like 90% of my scripts are like 100 lines at the most. I will run through them.
I know.
Make sure it's
I know how to write it in like a bash script, right? And the scripts that I've gotten Claude to write, it's above me. It's gone. Like like I couldn't have written that if I wanted to. Now, do I understand kind of functionally how it works? Sure. But could I have written that? No, not without like hours and hours. So like, I'm okay with letting go of that as long as I understand functionally what it's going to do.
I will say
I can't let go.
I will like an AI tip for those that are actually vibe coding, like something that might be important in the future is to, if you work for a company, have a spec for how you want your Claude to build things at your company and have it so they all work, so they all play nice together. Like if you're going to write an API, use a RESTful API. If you're going to write a freaking web server, don't write it in Python. If you're going to use the database, don't use freaking Squirrel DB or whatever, something no one's ever heard of. Come up with a list of 5 tools or whatever that you want to support, and then put that in your Claude memories or your Claude config, and then company wide, you're going to have a way better time than it's like, hey guys, what's up? I finally got my Lisp program running, and if you want to install it, all you have to do is install AS400 ports, and you have to have an ARM64 CPU. So
it's all going to be great. It's going to be
awesome. Run super fast.
It's super fast on my computer.
That works.
All right. Any other articles? That's an interesting one. Ralph, Tim, you have anything on your radar right now? What's keeping you up at night? Mythos.
Supply chain.
Supply chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it seems weird but it's just like when you start coding a lot of software dependencies, and then the supply chain stuff's been super hot right now. And I know it's like such a high level thing, but it's a lot of the coding frameworks are really getting hit up with that. So, and then seeing that kind of trickle down into whatever you've written, maybe it doesn't affect you, but it's just like, is this the time? What about next time? Right. So that's coming.
What was the one? Was there a supply chain attack this week? I thought there was one, but it
was last week. There was one last week.
Yeah.
I thought there was one this week too. I guess
maybe. I was
Trellix.
I was working.
Trellix.
Oh, Trellix was a supply chain. I saw they got breached.
So. Source code repository leak. I mean, maybe they just unintentionally leaked it and it had their stuff, but
it's Trellix. It's not going to really help anyone anyway. But
Trellix recently identified unauthorized access to a portion of our source code repository. I mean, it doesn't really say how or who, but I feel like it had to be supply chain. How? I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be infosec. Could be leak.
Stealer.
Yeah, someone pushed to the wrong repo.
Yeah,
that's probably really what happened.
I mean, I will say for multiple customers, we found employees who published copies of their entire production database and repo to their personal GitHubs.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of.
Yeah. The other thing too is I think GitHub,
does that count as supply chain? Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think GitHub and other repositories or Git repositories, not just GitHub, right, are going to start implementing more kind of lockdowns in that realm, right? Especially with the CI/CD and how ubiquitous that is across enterprises and development life cycles, and how that's actually being the main weaponized tool in that supply chain attack, right? So
okay, there was an article in here that's like I don't know who this is, but Mitchell Hashimoto. Does anyone know who that is? HashiCorp founder. Yes. The HashiCorp co-founder, which HashiCorp is a company that does what, like, I know
they do a lot of stuff. They have Terraform. They have the secrets.
Oh yeah, Terraform's big. Okay.
Yeah, they also have a bunch of other things around that. So
basically, the founder of that company had a hot take and basically said GitHub is no longer a place for serious work. So if you're making memes and jokes, it's great to put that on GitHub. But Tim, you were laughing. What quote were you laughing at?
That was actually it. I just pulled up the article that's like no longer a place for serious work. And I was like, well, that's funny. Also, is that a recommendation for like I would be like, you know what? I don't want to do serious stuff. Maybe I'm going to use GitHub.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's complaining. The funniest thing is he's complaining about outages, right?
Yeah.
Like he's complaining about, not about like privacy or whatever. He's just complaining about downtime.
This was on Fireship, if you guys watched that at all. But pretty much their downtime is like 98%. It's low. Like
that's not as bad as Claude.
I mean, yeah, it's very true. But Claude isn't like there was a couple of outages where people lost.
Wait, what were you going to say? Claude isn't what?
I wouldn't say Claude is as critical.
Production. Yeah.
Production,
fair.
right?
That's fair. Yeah. No, that's totally fair. If my AI agent's down, that just means I'm not getting my database deleted.
It was critical for that one dude when he erased everything.
I mean, not to get too technical on the Git thing, but like there is no sort of central repository. There is no official core for Git. Like if I have my repo, it technically has the same authority as the one in GitHub, right? Like if you revert some in GitHub, I still have local. I could push that. Like, what are they doing that they're losing stuff? I don't get that.
There was a big article about it that went all through it. I'm not a production. I'm not a developer.
I mean, that said, I'm a guy who just
didn't even know
Git reset hard because I have no clue how to fix my Git stuff. But
Corey, same dude. Same.
Corey, do you not watch Fireship?
I do. I don't watch it every day, but I watch it when something like this happens. Yeah.
So they talked about that, and then the other thing is this guy also. So the only thing he uses GitHub for that I can see right now is he has like a terminal spinoff that he has that is actually pretty cool, and that's what he was talking about is moving that off of GitHub onto.
Onto what? That's honestly the biggest question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so this is a great example. Okay, we're talking about Fireship. Fireship's a great YouTube channel that talks about current events and development stuff. My question is, okay, YouTube's had issues for years. We've gotten creators banned for no reason. The advertising is sketchy. There's a bunch of AI generated videos, blah, blah, blah. Okay, where do I go next? Freaking Nucleus or whatever, or Nebula or whatever. Like Vimeo. Like
Vimeo,
there's no like. Let's be real. Okay, there's GitLab, but that's like self-hosted, right? Like, and there's
no. GitLab is not. They do have the.
Well, there's GitLab, but then there's like GitLab Cloud, like whatever.
Yeah. So they have a regular GitLab, just like GitHub. You could self-host it. There's a couple other less popular but fully self-hostable.
Bitbucket.
Yeah. And then Bitbucket was I think the last not last but also big one. Yeah. If you have a public repo, it should be on GitHub. But I think for private repos there is probably a good reason to maybe host it somewhere else. That's all I have to say, right? Like I will say I do.
That's fair, but I do think from an actual, like, I'm not a developer, but talking to our SOC and our like Eric and Whitney, who like are god tier developers, they're hard committed to GitHub because it has the most advanced CI/CD features.
So the CI/CD features are there. I mean, one of the other benefits of GitHub, and what a lot of people do use it, is the runners. So you can have a runner run in any environment you want. So if you want a Mac machine, you can just ask for it, you'll get one. You want a Windows, you want a Mac x86, you want a Mac ARM, whatever. So that
whereas on GitLab you would have to deploy.
You would have to deploy every one of those other stuff like that. So yeah, there is definitely some. It is mature. Let's just put it that way. And I think that's what you're getting.
It's not reliable, but it has the most features. So it's like Windows.
Yeah, that's why Microsoft bought it.
That makes perfect sense. All right. Well, before we close, let's do some final plugs. First of all, I'm just going to go in sequential order here. So let's plug it up. So number 1, May 6th, this week, our man Wade Wells himself. This is 2 days from now.
Yeah, dude. I looked at the slides today. I did something really bad. I did the slides really early. I looked at them today and realized I don't remember doing them. So now I have to like redo them.
Oh, you got to do them the night before, dude. You still have a whole day.
You're absolutely right. That's like the worst part. So
yeah. So Wednesday, we got Wade coming on to talk about how to turn cybersecurity headlines into action. There's so many things. I mean, I'll probably show up to pre-show banter for this because I have so many feelings about this of like we do this. I'm talking right now with my team about how we're going to freaking use chat bots to send in encrypted zip files and get support teams to compromise their machines. Like I'm going to do this right now. Obviously yours is probably more defensive based, not offensive based, but it's a great idea. And
it's more psychological to tell you the truth. Like I'd even go, it should be good, but
I mean, you don't have a choice. You have to do this fundamentally. Like this is a skill everyone needs. speaking of skills everyone needs, we've got John's information security core skills training on May 11th. That's next week. And then Wade, you have another workshop next week.
Yeah. On the 15th.
Tim's course is coming up on May 20th. And then he also has a workshop on May 22nd. Not Tim's course. Corey's webcast is coming up. And then Tim has a workshop. And then Patrick, when's your thing? For some reason, it's not listed here.
As far as what? When is that course?
Yeah. What's your? Oh, here it is. Yeah. What are you? I'm sorry.
No,
just list all the things you have coming up, man.
Thanks for coming, Patrick.
I don't know. Yeah, you were really good. Thank you.
But also just list all the stuff you have coming up and when it's happening. Megan probably has links. I don't know why it isn't in the show notes. But
No, it's all good. So it's probably going to be in about a month and a half. Still working on some stuff. Actually, I had a few little family events happen recently, so I had to put some pauses on stuff. But hopefully, definitely before DEF CON. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. All right. Well, thanks all for coming.
That's
and to our audience, thanks for being in the Discord. We'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Later, guys.
See you. Bye.